Morning, everyone. My question for you today is what are four things God wants from us? And conveniently, they're all in the same couple verses. Our passage today is James 4 7 and 8. Submit yourself, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your heart, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. So, as we look at this passage, it actually tells us four things that God wants us to do. First is submit, or another way is saying that would be give way. And I'm going to look at some definitions on these words because sometimes that brings to mind some meanings and makes some connections where the original word doesn't. On submit, some definitions: to yield or surrender oneself to the will or authority of another, which I thought was a very profound way of looking at it, especially when we're thinking about God. So, in other words, we're submitting ourselves to God's will and also to his ultimate authority and sovereignty over our lives and over the world situation, and the list is endless. The second area is to resist the devil specifically. And other definitions on that are to take action in opposition to eliminate, reduce, or stop. Try to eliminate, reduce, or stop. So it's an active word. This is something that we have to do. It's not something that we can just passively, quote unquote, participate in. You're not really participating when you're not acting, but you're not going to make any headway. You're not truly going to be resisting unless you are physically taking a stand. Now, the next one is draw near. And I focused on the word near. And a couple different definitions on that are within a short distance, so closeness in distance, or with or in a close relationship. So that obviously applies to the connotation of God. And the other part of what that said was when we draw near to him, he draws near to us. So when we feel like he's distant, we can start moving in his direction. He's probably already there, we're just not feeling it. And if we move towards him, spend more time with him in his word, praying, going on a retreat, any of those things, or all of the above together, you're going to be drawing near. You're going to be seeking God, as we talk about in this group. And in doing that, we have a promise that he will come towards us. And it's not that he's far off. It's like we will be aware that he's there. And we will develop that closer relationship that nearness connotates. And then the last one is purify yourself inside and out. Definition: to rid of impurities, to rid of foreign or objectionable elements, which could be applied to inside as well as outside, to free from moral or spiritual defilement, which would obviously be a more spiritual definition of that. And this passage can relate to how we take care of our physical body and how we live spiritually, because it's talking about physically taking care of our bodies, washing our hands, and it's talking about what's going on inside. So it's not saying, okay, have a pure heart, but never do anything about your body. Never have anything, do nothing about the physical body. No, that's not saying that. It's actually saying, okay, do this and do this. They're both part of it. So in reading this passage, I had a particular song come to mind, and so I'm going to sing that song here. And it's Refiner's Fire. And of course, the first line is what particularly connected with our passage today. Purify my heart, let me be as gold, and precious silver. Purify my heart, let me be as gold, pure gold. Refiner's fire, my heart's one desire is to be holy, set apart for you, Lord. I choose to be holy, set apart for you, my Master, ready to do your will. Purify my heart, cleanse me from within, and make me holy. Purify my heart, cleanse me from my sin, deep within. Refiner's fire, my heart's one desire is to be holy, set apart for you, Lord. I choose to be holy, set apart for you, my Master, ready to do your will. And I felt that really applied to, it actually talks about submission and purification. And it talks about becoming holy, which we've talked about, I believe it was last week or the week before. We've been talking about the call to become more holy. So that also applies. So my challenge for you today is take some time and pray. Ask God to purify you. Maybe sing that song. Ask Him to show you things that need to change, both physically and spiritually. And if something really jumps out at you and you want to share it, feel free to post it in the feed below the video. I will see you again next week with another verse. See you then.